Good morning, and happy Monday, you guys. It is the start of a brand new week. I hope you had a safe weekend. I hope you had a great weekend. I wanted to tell you something. You are not lazy. You're not lazy. So if you've been living your life or most of your life feeling like you're lazy, you're not lazy. If you've allowed people to convince you that you're lazy, you're not lazy. You're not lazy. You haven't found your purpose. That's what it is. It's easy or easier to do something every single day when you have found what truly excites you, right? But when you're doing things that you don't like to do, of course you're not going to want to do it every day. Of course. That doesn't make you lazy. That just means you are unfulfilled. You haven't found that thing, right? But we all have something that makes us really excited to do every day or most days. Or if you had infinite amounts of time, you would be doing that thing, right? Maybe you work 2 and 3 jobs, so you just can't do that thing right now because you're always at work. But I guarantee you, there is something that you love to do. So much so that you probably do it for free, right? And 9 times out of 10, that thing that is your purpose. Okay, so stop thinking that you're lazy because you're not lazy. How did I figure out that making content was my purpose? I spent a lot of time by myself. A lot of time by myself. I still do. I still do spend a lot of time by myself. I started with doing OnlyFans back during COVID, when COVID started, because it was a way out of my 9 to 5. I heard women were making a whole bunch of money, and I found out that you could do whatever you wanted to do. Like if you didn't want to be doing a whole bunch of rah rah, you didn't have to, right? You could just literally just do your own thing and get paid doing your own thing by yourself, right? So I started with that. So that's content creation. But I realized in the midst of that, I didn't really like making that type of content. Like I knew I liked making content, but making that type of content wasn't exciting me, right? So I got on a weight loss journey through, healing and going to counseling, and I decided to start losing weight. And I found out through that process that I really enjoyed lifting weights. That was really something that was exciting me. And I decided to start recording my workouts. I decided to start documenting my weight loss journey. I lost 100 pounds. And in the process of doing that, I found out I really enjoyed that. And then I realized that I was motivating so many people in that process who wanted to lose a lot of weight. And I was inspiring them to go to the gym. I was inspiring them to work out. I was inspiring them to change what they ate. And that made me feel good. So then I took it a step further and I was like, okay, well, I do enjoy working out. I do enjoy weightlifting. I do enjoy motivating people. How about I combine all of that into one? I realized that mental health plays a big part in weight loss and getting into shape. And I realized that I really enjoy my journey of being on a mental health journey. Like I really enjoy that, and I really enjoy talking about it and sharing my experiences with you guys. So that's how I found my purpose. But I never would have found it if I spent a lot of time interacting with other people. People are always going to put their opinions on you. And if you are walking around thinking that you're lazy, you have already allowed other people to put their opinions on you. Okay? Because like I said at the beginning of this video, you're not lazy. You just haven't found your purpose. When I was just strictly doing OnlyFans content, the money was great. But after a while, it was hard to make that type of content every day because I just didn't enjoy it. I wasn't having fun. So, therefore, I wasn't as consistent as I should have been because I was no longer enjoying that. Do you see what I'm saying? But when I'm doing something that I love to do, like going to the gym, making content about going to the gym, making content about eating right, making content about being the best version of yourself, it's effortless. I do it every single day with ease. Why? Because it's truly what I love to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So if you are struggling to find your purpose, don't feel like you're alone. A lot of people never find their purpose. But that doesn't have to be you, because now you're going to be intentional about trying to figure out what your purpose is. One other thing I can tell you is when I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur, I tried 1,010 things before I locked into being a content creator. I was a real estate agent. I studied for the MCATs to go to medical school. I studied for the LSATs to go to law school. I started studying for IT certification so I could do computer cybersecurity stuff. I started a lingerie line company. I started, oh man, I started so many things, you guys. I started a clothing company, all from the course of a year and a half. I literally jumped from idea to idea to idea to try to figure out what it was that I wanted to do. And I encourage you to do the same thing, because how will you know what you want to do if you don't try it? For me, when I was trying all of these things, I was getting closer to figuring out what it was that I wanted to do. Like real estate, I liked being able to control how much money I make, right? Well, that's with any business, but I liked the idea of if I work harder, I can make more. If I ease up, I could make less, right? I liked interacting with people to an extent. So I knew that, but I didn't like all of the cold calling that came with that. So I knew, okay, that's not for me, right? When I started studying for the MCAT, even though I didn't stick with it, I learned a few things about that. I realized that I wanted to make a lot of money because doctors make a lot of money, but I didn't want to be in school for the next 20 years either, right? So I was slowly getting closer to figuring out what it was that I wanted to do. When I started selling clothes, I knew like I liked sales to an extent. I liked being able to create, but I didn't necessarily like having a physical product to sell. Do you get what I'm saying? So over the year and a half of me trying all these different things, I was getting closer and figuring out where I fit and what I liked. But I would have never gotten the opportunity to do that and learn if I didn't try 1,000,010 things. So I encourage you to do the same thing. That's the only way you're going to know what it is that you want to do, because sometimes things sound great until it's time to actually do it, right? It sounds cool to be a real estate agent until you see all the things that go along with it. But you'll never see all the things that go along with it if you don't try it, or if you don't shadow someone for an extended period of time so you can see like what it really takes to be a real estate agent, right? So don't get discouraged. Try as many things as you possibly can. And stop putting a timeline on your life. That's one of the biggest things I feel like a lot of us struggle with. I know I used to. I thought that by 30, if I didn't have my life figured out, I was a complete failure and I was just going to die being miserable. That's not true. As long as you woke up, as long as you took a breath, you still have another chance. Okay, so stop putting a timeline on it. A lot of people don't even figure their life out till they're 30, 40, and 50 years old. And stop thinking that whatever you decide to do is what you have to continue to do until the day you die. That is not true. There's so many people who change careers. Why do you think that is? Because you go through different stages of your life, and what you used to like, you may not like anymore. That doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. It doesn't mean that you don't know how to commit to something. It means that you're changing, as you should. You should change. You should never want to stay the same. Okay, so there's nothing wrong with you. Stop calling yourself lazy. Stop thinking that whatever you decide to do today is what you have to do for the next 30 years, because that's not true at all. And explore things. Figure out different things. Like there might be things that you could do to make money that you didn't even know existed. Right? There's so many ways to make money, especially online with social media being as big as it is. Like there are creators who make like the most randomest content and make so much money doing it. And you wouldn't probably never even knew it existed. So take time to explore those things. And last but not least, spend time by yourself, because a lot of times we are allowing other people's thoughts and opinions to project onto us, and then we start accepting what they think. But we can't do that, because a lot of people don't want to go where you want to go. They don't want to do the things that you want to do. A lot of people live in fear. A lot of people are negative, right? So they're just projecting their negative thoughts. And if you're not careful, then you will start to believe those same things that they're telling you, right? You can't ask someone for their opinion on you being a content creator if they've never been a content creator, nor even if they know anyone who's been successful at being a content creator. So trust yourself and what's best for you. I understand family is important, friends are important, but honestly, nobody can tell you what you should do for you but you. All right? But the biggest thing here, stop calling yourself lazy. You're not lazy. You just haven't figured out what it is that excites you. But once you figure that out, watch how consistent you're going to be because you really love what you're doing. All right? I'm going to finish my pre workout and I'm going to hit the gym. I'll see y'all later. Happy Monday.